Heidi does a very good job relating to the kids. She's engaging, she's warm. She's drawn out a creative side of Jack that I didn't know was there. He comes home and he's proud of what he's done. He always wants to go to the dollar store to get some frames and looking forward to the show because he's into it, and it's fun to see him engaged in something like that. I think he has more fun at that than playing video games, which is something in this day and age. So the class is unique. The class is kind of like recess for the left brain, so I enjoy that.
My method of teaching is always evolving. I like to have them paint from life as often as possible, so we paint outside as much as we can, and we use real objects and subjects as much as we can.
My favorite thing about art is sometimes we get to paint outside, and I love doing like sculptures of people and animals.
In the summertime when it's nice and cool outside, we go up to the top of the world. It's like this little spot where Heidi does her, it's like a construction site kinda. It's where Heidi does her art classes sometimes. And it's like really cool up there because there's shade and stuff, and you can, and I remember making an orange up there. It's really cool.
So some of the things I learned in art is about the composition and the texture of the painting, and it doesn't really matter about the color. My art teacher says that it's supposed to have the value and like where the colors go, and like you should always look at the darks of first and like squint at your picture because like you want to see where the darkest part of the picture is and the lightest part of the picture is.
Say that I'm looking at so I have an animal. I'm looking at the animal and I'm drawing it. And that is contour drawing, because you just look at the thing, but you draw without looking at the paper. I would also like to say Heidi Mayo is a great art teacher. Do you know that she is such a good art teacher because she teaches us everything. She tries her best to do what she can.
I think what my students really get, or what I hope they get, or what I try to teach them to get, is to really see what they're looking at, not what their mind, not what their brain thinks. I want them to see the actual things, not the symbols. You know, you think mouth, they make a symbol. You think eye, they make an eye. But if they can really, truly render what is that their eyes are seeing with their hand, then they're going to make great works of art. And that is my goal with every single student, is to get them to paint what they see, not what they think. Very recently, my husband and I have created a new system of helping people to learn to draw better, and we call it the Sketch-O-Matic.
What you do is we use our pads of paper and we put elastics on them, and then they have like little string squares, and with the string squares you look at Sketch-O-Matic pad and then you count 1, 2, and then you put in whatever thing is in the box.
It's a grid system, so I'm creating a whole new curriculum based on the Sketch-O-Matic, where people will be able to do much better portraits and pictures where things have to be in the right place. So that's my latest project with the teaching.
I like the Sketch-O-Matic because I can draw very good pictures.
It helps you see like every little part of the picture and how to draw it, and it will come out really good when you take the piece of paper off. And last week I drew a bird and it came out really good. And the week before I drew a horse, and I've never drew a horse before, and it actually came out pretty good.
So having 3 kids in the program, and 3 very different kids who I think get a lot out of art for different reasons, has been so important. For one of my kids in particular, I think it's been really centering for him. It's helped him to become focused and just helped his internal focus in so many ways. I've even seen through his art that his confidence in himself and pride in himself is increased, that I've seen that he can focus and put his mind to something and accomplish something that fills him, that makes him happy. So I think for Art, that's done that for him. For one of my other children, I think it's helped her to reach beyond her boundaries of feeling like everything needs to be perfect. I think she has learned that through her art, things don't need to be perfect. It's all about expression and creating a piece and being proud of it because it came from you. And sometimes things turn out the way you want them to, but that's a good lesson in life. And then for my other child, I think it's helped him realize that there is so much more to him than his school and his sports, that he's just excelled so naturally at sports, but then to pick up art and to excel so naturally in art and to actually choose art over sports and a lot of times because he gets such personal satisfaction and reward out of it. He takes such pride in the pieces he accomplishes and shares them with his friends and is so happy to post them and bring them into school and do some pieces for his friends. So they've all gotten different things out of it. And for my husband and I to see as parents that to accomplish this through art and to have a teacher that can bring out these things in very 3 different personalities is amazing. And I wish more kids were exposed to it.
The most important thing I learned about art is that it's like important to my life and it like makes me calm down and stuff like that. Let's say I'm mad or something, it usually makes me feel like I can do something I love and step up to the plate and like show off my art and all that.
I, as a parent, decided that I wanted to be a student. And for me, as a student, I've been able to really feel something that I hadn't been able to feel for a long time. My role as a mother and a wife, trying to always do things for my children and my family, and this is something I just did for myself. And I found it just so enriching, and the time flew. I thought I was in there for an hour, and it was 2.5 hours. And it was so freeing for my mind and filling for my soul, and I just realized how much I missed having a way to express myself through art in my life.
I painted Tim Tebow and took 2 weeks, and I thought it was really one of my favorite paintings I've ever made. Also, I made a picture of my dad when he was fishing, and he was holding a huge fish up in the air like it was like the king of the world, and like it's a really nice painting. I really liked it. It's hanging in his office right now.
My favorite painting was the one I did of a chickadee. It was like my 3rd or 4th painting. And I loved it because it looked so real, and I gave it to my grandmother because she loved it so much, and I sent it to her, and she loves art too, and she loves to draw birds, so I gave that to her. And I just really liked it, and my favorite thing to draw is birds, and just it looks so real, and it was so fun to make.
This will be our 4th annual student exhibit at PACTV Gallery. It's very exciting every year. All the kids are trying to decide what paintings they're going to show, and I'm going to put together the program. And we're going to have an auction, and the auction will benefit Heifer International's Seeds of Change project that will benefit people in Appalachia so that they can grow their own healthy foods and market them and not have so much environmental degradation. So this is a great project. It's going to benefit people in the United States this year. So we're going to be auctioning off paintings of vegetables and maybe some flowers and stuff like that. So I hope everybody will come. I'll frame up the paintings and they'll be ready to go.
Last year, when I saw my paintings on the wall, I felt so great because I'm so proud of myself and how good I've gotten at art and how to draw and the value of colors and how to use pastels, and I'm just so proud every time I bring home a piece of artwork, and I just felt amazed when I saw them on the wall.
I love seeing like my artwork in shows and stuff like that. It's cool for me because I'm a kid, and like to go somewhere public and actually see your artwork and like see it on a wall hanging up there and you're like, whoa, it's really that good? Because you get to like see it on that wall and you feel so proud of yourself that you made it that far in art.
This year I've had over 55 students, and they range in age from 4 to 87. And the 4-year-olds will be showing in this show, as will the 87-year-old. And I have a whole bunch in between, and it's going to be quite a show. And I find that the younger a kid is, the quicker they paint, the older they are, the longer they take. It's a surprising thing that here displaying at the PACTV gallery for this exhibit is that my students come from a number of towns, but most of them come from Plymouth, Kingston, and Duxbury, which just happen to be the towns that are served by PACTV. And so I think it's going to be extra special this year, now that PACTV is serving Duxbury too, is that my students, I have right now, I think I have 3-4 students from Duxbury, and so they'll be able to see their work on PACTV also, as will the kids from Kingston and all of the rest of my students who are from Plymouth. So it's really neat that we're having our 4th annual student exhibit here at PACTV, and all the students are from Plymouth, Kingston, and Duxbury.